36F, founder and CEO of Radiant Loop, boutique marketing firm in Austin. Don't call anyone employees, they're collaborators. No bosses here, just growth facilitators. Started this company about 6 years ago with a mission wanted to tear down old corporate power structures. No rigid ladders, no cutthroat nonsense, no grind mentality. Spent years building what I call a safe ecosystem. We've got a nursing suite, no one actually uses it, but it matters symbolically. There's a meditation dome in the back and a cold brew kombucha bar that costs more than my first Honda team, is like 75% women, non-binary, or gender expansive. Remaining 25% are men. Specifically the sales unit, my necessary inconvenience about a dozen guys, mostly late 20s to mid-30s, keep them tucked in the far side of the office away from the creative space. They're the only group with hard quotas because, unfortunately, rent isn't payable in positive energy. I treat them like chaotic teenagers who need constant correction. Built an entire mindfulness program. Just for them, mandatory 8:45 a.m. Emotional check-ins. They have to say how they're feeling and what capacity they're operating at, mandatory to 15 p.m. Cool-down breaks so they don't spiral into aggression, strict language rules on Slack words like kill, target, and dominate are banned. We say align, support, and connect. Instead, have a head of HR, Olivia, 31F, sociology degree. Her main role is basically supervising these guys. Full-time sits in on their calls to make sure they're not being manipulative, reviews their emails for subtle bias or problematic tone. It's draining work, but necessary. I'm helping them evolve. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. Quarterly review, meeting sitting in our glass conference room. I call it the Clarity Chamber on a Zoom. With the board lead investor is Richard, mid-60s. Old school money, always wearing those zip-up fleece vests, probably owns a ranch he never visits. He scans the numbers, then looks straight at me. "Claire," he says, voice rough, "this holds together maybe another quarter." "Market conditions are tightening," I reply, adjusting my recycled frame glasses. "We're in a macro contraction phase." "No," he cuts in, "you've got a revenue issue, your burn is out of control, you're putting almost half your budget into internal culture work, and sales are flatlining." "Our culture is the value," I push back. "No, your value is marketing," he snaps. "And you're losing clients to Titan marketing. They're quicker, more efficient." I roll my eyes. Titan is basically a frat house, I say. "I've heard stories. They grind 65-hour weeks and probably eat steak daily. We center people here. Burnout is real. So is running out of money," he says. "Fix your sales or we bring in someone who will. And trust me, first thing they cut is that kombucha bar call ends." I just sit there, seething, pulse racing, the audacity pure, unfiltered old school arrogance. He thinks the issue is the culture. He thinks it's the extras. No, it's the men. I glance out at the sales section. They're grouped up. Tyler, sales lead, 40M, leaning in, talking to Chris, account exec. Maybe 25, Chris cracks up laughing, immediate irritation, spike, probably something inappropriate, probably whining about the privilege mapping exercise we ran yesterday. The issue isn't that I guide them too much, it's that they resist the emotional framework required to function in a modern workplace. They burn energy on ego, on showing off. If they would just follow the Radiance protocol. My self-published system, they'd perform better. I head back to my office, pacing. I need proof, not just for Richard. For everyone, I need hard evidence that the old aggressive model is dead and that my structured, supportive approach is the future. Then it hits me. Risky idea, borderline, reckless. A controlled experiment. I'll give them exactly what they keep asking for in anonymous feedback. It's always the same. Too many meetings, HR too involved. Just let us sell. Fine, I'll remove everything. No guardrails, no oversight. Pull Olivia out completely. Cancel workshops. Full autonomy for 30 days. My prediction week 1, they celebrate week 2. They start clashing without mediation. Week 3, they offend a client and lose business. Week 4, revenue tanks, environment turns toxic. They come crawling back, asking for structure. Then I clean house, replace them with the all-women sales team. I've been quietly scouting. Tell Richard, I tested his way. It failed. Now we do it. Mine, perfect plan. I call Olivia in. Olivia, wipe the sales team's calendar. Just today, she asks, gripping her tablet, the entire month. Her eyes widen. Claire, that's not safe. Who monitors their tone? Who protects team dynamics? No one, I say, leaning back in my Aeron chair. We're letting them crash. We document everything. Prove what happens when unchecked male ego runs the show. She smiles sharp. Almost excited. This is going to be fascinating, she says, like watching wildlife. Day 1 arrives Monday morning, all hands meeting. Everyone's gathered in the commons area on those oversized floor cushions. I step up onto the small stage, look straight at the sales guys. They look half asleep. Ryan's glancing at his watch. Kevin's barely hiding a yawn. Team, I say, we're rolling out something new. Effective immediately, sales is entering a pilot called Project Independence. Next 30 days, you're exempt from all non-revenue meetings. No inclusion workshops, no culture syncs, no HR shadowing your calls, no language filters. You manage your own time. Only metric is revenue. Dead silence, not even a whisper. I expected cheering, expected fist bumps. Ryan just stares at me, squints a little. Wait, he says. So, no. 10 a.m. Mood check sessions. No, I say. No 3:30 gratitude reflections. No. We just work? Yes, Ryan. You just work. He glances at the others. Some kind of silent signal passes between them, like they all understood something. Instantly, their shoulders relax. Tension just drops. Okay, he says. Cool, that's it. No praise, no excitement, just cool. I dismiss everyone. Olivia leans in and whispers, see that? They're already separating themselves. They didn't even try to socialize with creative. Give it time, I tell her. Collapse doesn't happen overnight. Day 4. Office feels. Off creative side is business as usual. 2-hour discussion about branding colors for an organic pet snack company, 45 minutes. Arguing whether a shade of green feels too assertive. Olivia runs a support circle for a junior designer who felt dismissed in a Slack reply. Meanwhile, sales side is quiet too. Quiet usually I hear Olivia correcting them constantly. Ryan, don't say attack, say approach. Kevin, let's not interrupt. Now. Nothing, just keyboard clicks steady, rhythmic and low voices on calls. I walk past their section, something feels different. Smell hits me first. Normally it's lavender and eucalyptus from the diffusers. Now it's coffee, strong, bitter coffee. They brought in their own machine, big metal thing. Looks like industrial equipment. I stop at Ryan's desk. How's everything going? Trying to sound concerned. Feeling a little disoriented without structure. He doesn't even turn fully 3 monitors in front of him. I swear he only had 2 before. It's fine, he says. We cleared the backlog. What backlog? All the leads from last month. We usually lose time to training on Tuesdays, so we just knocked it out yesterday. Oh, I say, just make sure you don't burn out. Self-care still matters. Yeah, he says flatly. Hey, can you sign this? Hands me a contract. I look down. It's a renewal. A client I was sure we lost. I thought they were unhappy. I say they were, Ryan says, with the process. I called their marketing head, told him we simplified everything. He signed. I hesitate. Then sign it. Anyway, must be a fluke, just initial excitement. Like when you open a gate and a kid runs wild before crashing. Day 9, I'm in the kitchen, whisking matcha. Olivia rushes in. Clearly stressed. It's happening, she says. I perk up. The breakdown. Are they fighting? No, she says. They're shutting us out. What do you mean? I asked Kevin if he wanted to join the midday stretch session. He just said, no thanks, and kept working. No explanation, nothing. That's not exclusion, I say. That's just... It's dismissive, she cuts in. It feels hostile. Their whole vibe is different. It's like there's a barrier. I don't even feel comfortable walking over there. I glance towards sales. They've rearranged everything, instead of spaced out desks to avoid eye contact. They've lined them up like a trading desk. They're standing now, talking louder. Sent it. Got it. Nice. It's chaotic, loud, aggressive. Exactly what I hate. I walk over ready to shut it down. Guys, I say, volume. Ryan turns around. He looks different. Usually, he looks drained today. He's alert, focused, clean shirt instead of the company hoodie. Sorry, Claire, he says, we're just moving fast. Closing the Novatech deal. I laugh. Novatech? That's huge. They don't work with firms our size. They do now, Kevin says from across the row. We simplified the pitch. You what? Cut out all the extra slides. What extra slides? The culture deck, the values section, all of it. We just showed performance metrics. They loved it. I go, still, you removed the company's story, the sustainability section, our hiring philosophy. Yeah, Ryan says, they didn't care. They just wanted to know if we could boost their rankings. I feel pressure building in my temples. That's the core of this company, Ryan, I say. That's everything we stand for. It wasn't closing deals, he replies. He points at their whiteboard. They've drawn a big thermometer chart filled halfway up. That's the monthly target, he says. It's day 9, I mutter. Yeah, he grins. We're gonna blow past it. I just turn and walk off, head spinning. They're gutting everything I built, stripping out the identity, the messaging, and somehow it's working. No, it's temporary. Novatech will realize we didn't do pronoun rounds on the kickoff call. They'll drop us. I just need to wait for the fallout. Day 16. The office feels like 2 separate worlds. Planet 1. Creative, slow, emotional, constantly unpacking feelings. Olivia's running an emergency session because someone used the wrong oat milk. Productivity is awful. Everyone distracted by negative energy coming from Sales Planet 2. Sales a machine. I watch them from my office. It's disturbing and weirdly impressive. They've built their own system, short phrases, nods, hand signals, no meetings. If something needs saying, they stand up, say it, in 3 sentences, sit back down, total time, maybe 30 seconds. Compared to us, where scheduling a meeting requires another meeting, I open the financial dashboard, cash flow, positive, not just positive. Strong, Richard emails me, whatever this is. Do more of it, I delete it immediately. Decide I need to intervene subtly, send out an internal notice, IT update, mandatory system patches from 1 to 3 p.m. Smile to myself. Let's see how they handle being cut off. 1 p.m., hits network goes down. I wait, expect complaints, expect them to wander around useless. I walk out, their desks are empty, my stomach drops. Did they quit? Did they just leave? I check the parking lot, car's still there. I hear noise from the back, head toward the loading area. They're outside. Ryan's got a football. They're playing, laughing, yelling, running around, sweating in the sun like a bunch of teenagers. I stand there watching. It's chaotic, raw, unfiltered. They're shoving each other, cheering. Chris misses a catch. I wait for someone to mock him. Ryan just pats him. You'll get it next time. Chris grins. They look happy, actually happy. Olivia walks up behind me. Look at them, she says, disgusted, completely primitive. Like a survival show. Yeah, I say, but nobody's fighting. They're wasting company time, she snaps. The network is down, Olivia. We caused that. They should be reflecting, or organizing their workspace. I glance at her. Something about her tone feels off, push the thought away. She's on my side. Ryan isn't 3 p.m. Network comes back. They walk inside, sweaty, energized. Sit down. Start dialing immediately, energy even higher than before. I go back to my office, head in my hands. They turn my sabotage into team bonding, and it costs me nothing. Day 23, I'm losing control, not just of them, of the whole narrative. Creative team starts pushing back, not at me directly, but at the imbalance. A group shows up at my office. Olivia, lead designer, social media manager. Olivia speaks first. We have concerns. Requests, she corrects. The sales team leaves at 5 every day. Yes, I say, we stay until 7. Because of decompression sessions and alignment meetings. Those are necessary, I reply, for well-being. It's not fair, the designer says. They're making more money than us, working fewer hours, and they don't do any of the emotional work. They're part of a controlled test, I say, a risky one. We want in, Olivia says. We want the same autonomy. I stare at them. You want me to cancel the culture systems? You've always said those are essential. We're exhausted, she says quietly. I just want to do my job and go home. It hits like a slap. My own team turning, no, I say firmly. Sales is the exception. You are the standard. We don't abandon our values because of a short-term spike. They leave unhappy. I sit there alone, pull up the numbers again. Sales up 60% month over month. Retention, perfect 0. HR complaints from sales in over 3 weeks. Normally we get multiple every week. Tiny things, he looked at my monitor. He sighed too loud. I call Ryan into my office, need to find what's wrong. He sits down, looks healthier, more awake. Be honest with me, I say, okay. What are you hiding? Nothing. This performance, this morale, it's not real. You're covering something up. Are you arguing privately? Are you bottling things up? He laughs, not fake full-on laugh. Claire, he says, we're not that complicated. Don't generalize, I snap. We are, he says calmly. You gave us a clear target and removed everything slowing us down. You let us actually talk like normal guys, Ryan says, not like we're being monitored by compliance software. And how exactly do normal guys talk? I ask, already irritated. If Kevin messes up, I tell him straight. Ryan shrugs. That was bad, fix it. He says, got it, and fixes it. We don't need a 30-minute breakdown session about his feelings. That's hostile, I snap. No, Ryan says calmly, it's respect. I respect him enough to be honest. He respects me enough to take it. We don't drag things out. We move on. He leans forward a little. Claire, these guys would run through a wall for this place right now. Because for once, you're letting them do what they're good at. And that is, I ask, winning, he says. I wave him out. I hate him. I hate that what he's saying lines up. I hate that everything I studied says he's wrong, but the numbers say he's right. Day 29, night before the board review. I'm building the presentation. It's a mess, not the data. The data is incredible, best performance we've ever had. We could clear debt, we could expand. But the story behind it, it destroys my entire philosophy. I'm trying to spin it. Slide titles like intentional disengagement, evolved leadership frameworks, the autonomy paradox, guided independence through strategic restraint. Even I know it sounds ridiculous. I open a bottle of organic red at my desk, drink straight from the glass, look out over the office, 6 p.m. Sales floor empty, they're gone home, bars, gaming, living life. Creative team, still here, stuck in another emergency alignment meeting. Olivia scheduled. They look drained, miserable, sales team, thriving, creative team, exhausted. I built a perfect system, just not for the people I wanted and the ones I cared about, are suffering. The realization hits hard. I'm the problem. I'm the one controlling everything. I'm the bottleneck. I toss the empty bottle into recycling, harder than needed. Day 30, board meeting, 9 a.m. I walk into the room. Richard's there in person, brought other partners. They smell like money and expensive cologne. I connect my laptop, start talking. As you can see, the pilot was a partial success. Partial? Richard cuts in points at the screen. Revenue up 90%. 0 client loss. New business up 40%. That's not partial. That's unbelievable. Yes, but I stumble. There were trade-offs. What trade-offs? Cultural degradation, team fragmentation, creative feels sidelined. Richard flips through a report. Creative brought in 15 grand this month. Sales brought in nearly $500,000. Silence. Claire, he says, we've been talking to Ryan. My stomach drops. You went around me? We're investors, he says. Ryan told us this is the only reason he didn't quit weeks ago. Also told us the rest of the staff is drowning in meetings. He leans forward. So we've decided something. We're expanding the protocol. To who? I ask. Everyone. Effective immediately. All culture meetings optional. All inclusion programs paused until they prove value. HR is being restructured. I feel cold. Olivia, terminated this morning, he says flatly. She was costing 6 figures to slow productivity. You can't do that, I say. She's the heart of this company. She's blockage, he replies, and we're clearing it. Then he looks directly at me, eyes sharp. As for you, Claire, I'm fired? I ask, already bracing imagining the narrative, the comeback. No, he says, you own too much equity, so we're adjusting your role. My chest tightens. You're no longer CEO. We're bringing in a replacement, someone from Titan Marketing. I feel sick. Then what am I? Chief Vision Officer, he says with a slight smile. Non-operational, no team, no budget, no decision authority. You get an office in the back. You can write ideas, post blogs, but you don't interfere, you don't run meetings, you don't touch operations. You're symbolic. Take it. Or we trigger the clause for mismanagement and you walk away with nothing. I'm shaking everything stripped away. Fine, I say quietly. I walk out, have to pass the sales floor. They're buzzing phones, ringing, someone hits a bell. Ryan's on a call, he looks up. He knows, they all know. Olivia's desk already cleared. Creative side is quiet. People actually working, no meetings left to hide. And Ryan gives me a small nod, not smug, almost sympathetic. Like he understands. I broke myself trying to fix him. I keep walking my new office, basically a storage room, with a window, dusty small. I sit down, open my laptop. No emails, no messages, nothing. I've been erased from my own company, cheering echoes from the sales floor, another deal closed, another win, and it hits me. It wasn't some system that beat me. It was results. It was reality.